Hello students, in last two periods we discussed definition of complex numbers, conjugate, modulus and algebra of complex numbers, addition of two complex numbers, subtraction of two complex numbers, multiplication of two complex numbers, division of two complex numbers. Similarly, the additive identity of a complex numbers, multiplicative identity of a complex numbers, additive inverse and multiplicative inverse. In this video, we discuss some problems using algebra of complex numbers. It's clear? Here examples. Simplify one more questions or express in the form of a plus ib forms. Express in the form of a plus ib forms or find the real and imaginary parts. ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ 2 plus 3i plus minus 5 minus 5i. Very simple questions. Simplify these two complex numbers. It means here 2 plus 3i first complex numbers and minus 6 minus 5i second complex numbers. Adding z1 plus z2. The solution is very simple. We are given that the sum of two complex numbers, the first complex numbers 2 plus 3i plus second complex number 6 minus 5i. You know that the sum of the two complex numbers is the sum of the real part plus I into sum of the imaginary parts. It's real. The sum of the real part means 2 plus minus 6 plus I into 3 plus minus 5. Its value is equal to 2 plus into minus 6, 2 minus 6 minus 4 plus I into 3 minus 5 minus 2i. It is the simplest form of this complex numbers. The sum of the two complex numbers. You know that sum of two complex number is again a complex numbers. Here rewrite in the form of a plus ib. What is the real part of this complex numbers? Minus 4. What is the imaginary part of this complex numbers? Minus 2. Or just ask to simplify, you write the simplest notations. The similar type questions. Example. Simplify the complex numbers. 2 minus I minus 6 plus 3i. It is the difference of two complex numbers. 2 minus I minus 6 plus 3i. It is a difference. Z1 minus Z2 forms. It is clear? The solution is given complex number is the difference of two complex numbers which is in the form of 2 plus minus 1 into I. Here remember this value is 2 plus minus 1 into I. Minus I means minus 6 plus 3i. What is the difference of two complex number? The difference of the real part plus I into difference of the imaginary parts. It means 2 minus real part 6 plus I into difference of the imaginary parts minus 1 no minus 3. Just remember a1 minus a2 plus I into b1 minus b2. It is clear? Its value is 2 minus 6 means minus 4. Minus 1 minus 3 means minus 4. What is the real part? Minus 4. Imaginary parts? Minus 4. It is the simplest form of these complex numbers. It is clear? Just simplifications as usual in real numbers. Simplify. 1 by 5 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 4 plus I into 5 by 2. It is also the difference of two complex numbers. Here also the solution, the given complex number is the difference of two complex number 1 by 5 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 4 plus I into 5 by 2. You know that its value is equal to difference of the real part. Real part is 1 by 5 minus 4 plus I into difference of the imaginary parts 2 by 5 minus 5 by 2. Then simplify its values. Here 5 is LCM. You know that 5 into 4 is 20. 1 minus 20 means minus 19 divided by 5. It's clear. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. Plus I into, what is the imaginary parts? 10 is LCM. 4 in 2 into 2 is 4. 5 into 5 is 25. 4 minus 25 means minus 21 divided by 10. Or you write minus 19 by 5 minus 21 divided by 10 into I, or write as it is. This is the simplest form of the given complex numbers, the algebra of complex numbers. One more problems, simplify. Next example, 3 into 7 plus 7I plus I into 7 plus 7I. 3 into 7 plus 7I plus I into 7 plus 7I. Simplify this one or express in the form of A plus IB forms. Asked anyway. I write the simplify. The given complex numbers 3 into 7 plus 7I plus I into 7 plus 7I. Either you rewrite the simplifications your own methods. ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, this value is exactly equal to 7 plus 7I is the common terms. 7 plus 7I ಇದೆರಡು ಕಾಮನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟು 3 plus I. It's a coefficient 3 plus I. It means it is the product of two complex numbers. ಯಾವುದು 7 plus 7I into 3 plus I. It's clear? Confuse ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು, or directly you can using scalar multiplications. But actually it is the product of two complex numbers. How to write the product? It's the real part is equal to, ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ, real to real 21, 3 into 7 into 3 minus sign 7 into 1. Here the coefficient is 1. 1 into I, it means its value is 1. Coefficient is 1. ಇಲ್ಲ I ಇರುತ್ತೆ, I ಅಂದರೆ it is 1. 1 into 7 into 1, its value is minus 7. Plus I into 7 into 1, 7 plus 7 into 3, 21. It's clear? ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ರಿಯಲ್ ಟು ರಿಯಲ್, ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ರಿಯಲ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿಗೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿಯಿಂದ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿಗೆ, ಇದು ರಿಯಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಟು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ, ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಟು ರಿಯಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್. That value is equal to 14 plus 28 into I. It is the simplest forms. It means the product of two complex numbers. Or write, simplify the complex numbers or express in the form of, or write it like this. A plus IB. Expressed in the form of A plus IB. If the given complex number is 3 plus 5I into 2 plus 6I. Expressed in the form of A plus IB forms. Or simplify 3 plus 5I into 2 plus 6I. It means it is a product of two complex numbers. It is clear? 3 plus 5I into 2 plus 6I. You write directly. You know the coefficient of I. What is the real part of first complex number? 3. imaginary part is 5, real part of second complex number is 2, imaginary part is 6. Then product of these two complex numbers, 3 into 2, 6, minus sign, 5 into 6, 30, it is the real part, plus I into 3 into 6, 18, minus 3 into 6 means 18, plus sign in imaginary part, 5 into 2, 10, its value is minus 24, 3 into 2 minus 5 into 3 into 6, 5 into 2, it means plus 28 into I. It is the simplest forms, or you say that in the form of A plus I into B. It's clear? A plus I into B. Or ask the same questions, find real and imaginary parts of, find real and imaginary parts, or simplify, or find the real and imaginary parts are expressed in the form of A plus IB, or simplify, you can write 6 plus 3I divided by 2 minus I. It is the division of two complex numbers. Idu division of two complex numbers barutte. The solution is, solutions hege ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? It is the divisions, z1 divided by z2. 6 plus 3I divided by 2 minus I. You write directly, which is in the form of 6 plus 3I into 1 divided by 2 minus I. It is the multiplicative inverse of 2 plus I. It is the multiplicative inverse of 2 minus I. ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು? 6 plus 3I into 2 plus I divided by 2 square is 4, coefficient of I is 1, minus 1 square is 1. Here you can write 6 into 2 is 12, minus product of two complex numbers, 3 into 1 is 3, plus I into 6 into 1 is 6, plus 3 into 2 means 6, divided by 5, its value is equal to 7, 12 minus 3, 9 by 5, 6 plus 6 means plus 5 into 12 divided by 5. It is clear? Just division of two complex numbers. Otherwise, you can say that like this form is also hege ಬರಿಬಹುದು, or you can write 6 plus 3I divided by 2 minus I can be written as 6 plus 3I divided by 2 minus I. Here multiplying conjugate of denominator. What is the conjugate of 2 minus I? Just to change the sign of imaginary parts. ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿತೀವಿ? 2 plus I. Multiply ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, again divide ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, 2 plus I. This value is equal to 6 plus 3I into 2 plus I divided by 2 square minus I square. It is clear? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ 6 into 2 is 12, minus 3 plus I into 6 into 1 is 6, plus 6 divided by 4 plus 1, because I square is minus 1, minus into minus is plus 1. Its value is equal to 9 by 5 plus I into 12 divided by 5. It is 12 divided by 5 into I. The same results. It is clear? Either using multiplicative inverse or using multiplying both numerator and denominator by conjugate of the denominators. ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. The next one, simplifying. Simplify. 5 plus 3I whole square. Simplify 5 plus 3I whole square. The solutions. All these are 1 or 2 mark questions. The given complex number is 5 plus 3I whole square. Either directly using the commutative property, square functions, A plus B whole square formula, directly using the properties a plus ib whole square. Otherwise, it is the product of two complex numbers 5 plus 3i and 5 plus 3i. Its value is equal to, you can write, suppose using power functions, square a plus b whole square formula, 5 square plus 3i whole square plus 2 times 5 into 3i. Just write these values. 5 square is 25, 3 square is 9, I square is 1, minus 1 into 9 means minus 9, plus 3, 2 into 5 is 10, 10 into 3 is 30 into I. You can write its value is equal to 16 plus 30i. This is the answer. Or you write multiplication of 2. 5 plus 3i whole square means 5 plus 3i into 5 plus 3i actually. Real part is 25 minus 9 plus I into imaginary parts 15 plus 15. You get its value is 16 plus 30 into I. Either write like this form is also, or using a plus b whole square formula. These are algebra of complex numbers using just additions, simple problems, subtractions, multiplications and divisions. Sometimes ask this one, or simplify or find real and imaginary parts. The same questions. Find the real and imaginary parts of the complex numbers 1 plus 3i divided by 1 minus 2i. The same question, simplify or divisions of these two complex numbers, or ask express in the form of a plus ib, or find the real and imaginary parts of the complex number. In all the case, first you rewrite in the standard forms a plus ib forms. ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ a plus ib ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. That is, how to write the solutions. The given function complex number is 1 plus 3i divided by 1 minus 2i. It is exactly division of two complex numbers. This value is 1 plus 3i into, write its conjugate, or you can write multiplicative inverse of 1 minus 2i. It is 1 plus 2y divided by, right, 1 square is 1 plus 2 square is 4 minus 2 square is 4. Its value is equal to multiplication of two complex number 1 into 1 minus 3 into 5. It is clear? Plus I into 1 into 2 plus 3 into 1 divided by 5. 1 into 1, 3 into 1 into 1 minus 3 into 2, its value 6, Its value is equal to 1 minus 6 minus 5 divided by 5 plus 2 plus 3 I into 5 divided by 5. You simplify, minus 1 plus I into 1, or simply write minus 1 plus I. What is real part? A is equal to minus 1, B is equal to plus 1. Therefore, real part of this complex numbers, let us assume that this value is Z, is the division of two complex numbers Z1 by Z2. Then real part of Z is equal to minus 1. And you write in notations imaginary part of the complex number Z is equal to plus 1. It is the coefficient of I. Here coefficient of I is 1. Real part is minus 1. Imaginary part is plus 1. Alright, simplify. One times ask this one for 2 mark. 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I whole square, or express in the form of a plus ib, or find the real and imaginary part of this complex numbers, or simply you write simplify. ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. The same questions. Here the given complex number Z is equal to 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I whole square. You observe that inside the bracket 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I, the division of two complex numbers. Therefore, here 1 divided by 1 minus I is multiplicative inverse of 1 minus I. Therefore, first simplify inside the bracket. It means 1 plus I. What is multiplicative inverse of 1 minus I? 1 plus I divided by 1 square plus minus 1 square is 1, its whole square. You write directly. Direct ಆಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I. 1 by 1 minus I ಅಂದರೆ multiplicative inverse of 1 minus I. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿತೀವಿ? ಇದರ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ 1 plus I. ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರು, I ಯ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ 1 plus I ಇಂಟು 1 plus I. 1 plus I ಹೋಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 1 plus I square means, or you write 1 into 1 minus 1 into 1. You can write the product of two complex number means its value is 0. 1 into 1 minus 1 into 1 plus I into 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1. This whole square divided by 2 bracket whole square, right? Its value is 0 plus 2i divided by 2 whole square. Its value is 2 cancels, 2 is not equal to 0, I square. What is the value of I square? Minus 1. This is simplest form of the given complex numbers. Suppose asked to express a plus I into b, then you write minus 1 plus 0 into I. What is the real part of these complex numbers? Minus 1. What is the imaginary part of these complex numbers? 0. Suppose asked this one is, here what is the real? Real part of z is 1, minus 1, and imaginary part of this complex number is equal to 0. Suppose asked find the real and imaginary, then only using this. Otherwise simplify, the simplest form is minus 1. Ishte bardre sakagatte. It is clear? The next example. Find the multiplicative inverse of inverse of 4 plus 3i. Find the multiplicative inverse of 4 plus 3i. What is the multiplicative inverse of 4 plus 3i? Here you know that the given complex numbers that 4 plus 3i. Therefore, multiplicative inverse of z is equal to 1 by z. That is 1 divided by 4 plus 3i. That value is equal to its conjugate. You know that z bar divided by mod of z whole square. Just recall. ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. 4 minus 3i divided by 4 square is 16, 3 square is 9. Its value is equal to 4 by 25 plus I into minus 3 divided by 25 is the multiplicative inverse of these complex numbers. Is clear? One more problems. Here find the multiplicative inverse of multiplicative inverse of your textbook problems root 5 plus 3i. Find the multiplicative inverse of root 5 plus 3i. Here also can say that first give the name, that is the given complex number root 5 plus 3i. Therefore, what is the multiplicative inverse? Z is 1 by z. That value is 1 divided by root 5 plus 3i. Its value is root 5 minus 3i divided by root 5 square is 5, 3 square is 9. It means root 5 divided by 14. It is the real part plus I into minus 3 divided by 14. It is the multiplicative inverse of given complex numbers. Suppose asked, this one is very easy questions. Find the multiplicative inverse of I. I is the purely imaginary. It is clear? Here finding the multiplicative inverse of I. You can take z is equal to I. Multiplicative inverse of z is 1 by z. It means 1 by 1. What is real part here? 0. Imaginary part is 1. What is the conjugate of these numbers? Just change the sign of imaginary parts. Therefore, this value is minus I divided by, actually this value is, remember, 1 divided by 0 plus 1 into I into 1. Its conjugate means minus I. 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, plus 1. Its value is exactly equal to minus. Minus I is the multiplicative inverse of plus I. It's clear? One more. Find the additive inverse. It's the simple questions. Find the additive inverse of the given complex numbers. The additive inverse very big. What is the numbers? Its value is equal to 3 plus 5y. So minus 3 plus 5y. Find the additive inverse of a complex numbers. Here also, what is the given complex numbers? Minus 3 plus 5 is a given complex numbers. Then write, it is additive inverse is. What is additive inverse of z is? Minus z. Just to change the sign of both real and imaginary. Minus 2 minus plus 3 plus 2 minus minus 5. It is the additive inverse of a given complex numbers. The same questions asked for 3 marks. Find the conjugate of. Find the conjugate of. These are simple questions. Find the conjugate of 3 minus 2i into 2 plus 3i divided by 1 plus 2i into 2 minus I. Miscellaneous questions. Find the conjugate of the complex numbers. Here also, first you can say that the given complex number is z. Z is equal to z. ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಬರೀತೀವಿ. 3 minus 2i into 2 plus 3i divided by 1 plus 2i into 2 minus I. This one is the given complex numbers. It's clear? First, express in the form of a plus ib forms. A plus ib form ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ? In numerator and denominator is product of two complex numbers. First, using the product rule. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Real part 3 into 2 6 minus 2 into minus 2 into 3 minus minus plus 6 plus I into 3 into 3 9 plus minus 2 into plus 2 minus 4. In denominator is also 1 into 2 minus sign 2 into minus 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 plus 2 plus I into 1 into minus 1 minus 1 plus sign 2 into 2 is 4. That value is equal to 12. 5 9 minus 4 means 5 5y divided by 4 plus 3i. It is exactly division of two complex numbers. Here using the division of two complex numbers. Then 4 plus 3i multiplying 4 plus 3i conjugate. It means 12 plus 5i. Here multiplying conjugate means 4 plus 3i. Whole divided, 4 minus 3i, its conjugates. Just change the sign of imaginary parts. 4 square 16 plus 3 square 9. Is clear? Then simplifying these numbers, you get, what is the value of z? Here z is equal to 5 plus, multiplications. 12 plus 5 into conjugate of this 4 minus 3i, 12 into 4, 48. Again multiplications minus 5 into minus 3, minus 15, minus plus 15, plus I into imaginary parts 12 into minus 3, minus 36, plus sign 5 into 4, 20, divided by 16 plus 9, 25. Then write z is equal to 48 plus 15 means 63 divided by 25 plus I into minus 36 plus 20 minus 16 divided by 25. It is in the form of a plus ib. But here find the conjugate of the given complex numbers. Therefore, what is the conjugate of complex number notations? Z bar. Just change the sign of imaginary parts. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ 63 by 25 as it is plus I into, just change the sign of imaginary part means 16 divided by 25. It is the conjugate of the given complex numbers. Sometimes ask find the real and imaginary. Real part is 63 by 25, imaginary part is minus 16 by 25. Express in the form of or simplify, the methods are same. We are using algebra of complex numbers. These are the basic concept in complex additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, multiplicative, inverse. These are the basic concept, and similarly conjugate of a given complex numbers. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ಸು ಹಾಗೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 3 plus 2y into 1 plus 7i. This solving the other way. 3 plus 2y into 1 plus 7i. Suppose using the distributive property, first multiply 3 into 1 plus 3 into 7i. Similarly, 2i into 1 plus 2i into 7i. Its value is 3 into 1 means 3. 2i into 7i is 14i square plus 21i, 3 into 7i plus 2i into 1 means 2i. There you know that I square is equal to minus 1, therefore that part is 3 minus 14i. 14. I square is equal to minus, plus into minus, minus i. In these two cases, I is common, 21 plus 2. Therefore, the answer is minus 11 plus 23i. 3 minus 14 means minus 11. 21 plus 2 is 23 into I. It is the simplest answer. Suppose multiplying 2, this using the distributive property, or directly using 3 into 1, 3 minus 2 into 7, 14. Directly write 3 into 7, 21 plus 2 into 1, 23i. Similarly, 1 plus I square. 1 plus I square means 1 plus I into 1 plus I. Here also multiplying the same methods, you get its value is equal to 0 plus 2i. It means 2i. Or you can write 1 into 1 minus 1. Its value is 0. 1 into 1 plus 1, 2i. You write directly. These are the homework. What is 3 minus 5y plus minus 4 plus 7i? The first options minus 1 plus 2i, second options 1 plus 2i, third options 7 minus 12y, fourth options minus 2 plus 3i. Second questions, what is the value of minus 5 plus 3i minus 4 plus 7i values? The options are A minus 1 minus 4i, B minus 1 plus 4i, C minus 9 minus 4i, D minus 9 plus 4i. Third questions, if z1 is equal to 2 plus 5i and z2 equal to 3 minus 2i, then what is the value of z1 into z2 in single complex number? The options are A minus 4 plus 11i, B 16 minus 19i, C 6 minus 10i, D 16 plus 11i. The fourth questions, what is 4 minus 5y into minus 2 plus 7i? Options are 27 plus 18i minus 43 plus 18i minus 43 plus 38i, 27 plus 38i. And fifth one, what is minus 5 plus 3i minus 4 plus 7i values? The options say minus 1 minus 4i, minus 1 plus 4i, minus 9 minus 4i, minus 9 plus 4i. These are the homework first type questions. Express the complex numbers in polar forms. The result is given. Rewrite in the form of a plus I. The next type questions are simplified. We are using the properties of I to the power 18 divided by I to the power 25 whole cube, or the product of three complex numbers, or additions of the complex and difference and division of complex numbers in whole raised to 3, or division of complex, divisions and sum of the complex numbers. Yeah. And here the values are given. Then here find the conjugate of the given complex numbers. First here rewrite a plus ib forms, then write the conjugate of the given complex numbers. Thank you.